Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. We're continuing our special show concerning unsolved crimes. We're talking about Jennifer Kesse, a young girl virtually vanished almost 3 years ago. Well, we are joined by her parents, Drew and Joyce Kesse. There she's a picture of her. Also with us, our law enforcement expert, Mike Brooks, and criminal profiler, Pat Brown. Pat, I want to get you in on this conversation. Pat, we talked about, established before the break, that Jennifer's car was found, and that there's surveillance footage, there's tape of someone meticulously parking the vehicle, sitting there 32 seconds, and then vanishing, and leaving valuables inside. What do you make of that as we try and figure out who might have done something to Jennifer?
Well, I think we've got somebody who's very cool, calm, and collected, someone who has committed a crime before. Sounds to me like a serial predator. I would guess that Jennifer's apartment complex, that was ground zero, because that's where she went missing out of. How he got in there, was he working at the complex, was he visiting somebody, or was he right outside the front of the complex? I don't know. My guess is he was armed, which is what could make it easy for him to control her without leaving any, blood in the car or anything like that. Taking her someplace, doing what he wanted, probably getting her out of the vehicle to do it, then taking the vehicle back. Now, this guy probably doesn't have a car of his own, which is why he's grabbing vehicles and not using his own car to abduct somebody. So he grabs this woman with a vehicle, and then when he's finished, he decides he's going to, first of all, he has to return to where he lives because he doesn't want to have a long walk back. So he's a local fellow. Brings that car back to a complex he knows very well. It has all kinds of squirrely people in it. Parks it carefully, looks for his window of opportunity for nobody to be around to watch him, and gets up and walks away. The valuables? My guess is he probably wanted somebody to break into the car, take the car, do something with it, leave other evidence, and then he's scot-free.
All right. Drew and Joyce, I want to bring you back. And after what you just heard, Pat, has police forwarded any of those theories to you? I mean, Pat is basically saying this is a career criminal, someone who's done this. Have there been fingerprints found in her car? Tell us about that.
Actually, Pat is pretty much right on. The only thing I think differs is we almost don't believe she made the car. The car was probably taken off premises to made as if she did go to work. We had bloodhounds from the car go directly back to her condo building when they did find the car. But she's correct. What we do, I believe it is one latent print that does not match up to anyone that was found within the car. And supposedly there is some type of, and I'm not quite sure, either fabric or some type of DNA that it's just not hitting nothing within any databases right now.
Okay, Mike Brooks, where are you going if you're police and you're trying to get new leads?
Well, if they did find some DNA, there is a CODIS database, and apparently this person has never been arrested, has never been in the criminal justice system, or else they would have that in there now, or has been incarcerated. And with the fingerprint, that one little latent fingerprint, again, apparently this person not arrested, not in any kind of database for either the state, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, or the FBI's database.
Mike, this is your area of expertise. I want to give you a chance to directly ask the Kesses the questions that need to be asked to maybe drum up more tips, more leads for police. Well, what do you ask them right?
Again, my condolences to both of you. I mean, just to have someone vanish into thin air. Had she had any kind, and I'm asking this as a former investigator, had she had any kind of personal issues in the last year or so that you knew of?
No, as a matter of fact, she had just gotten promoted at work, had just bought her own condo at the Mosaic at Millennia, moved in November 24th, and 2 months to the day, January 24th, she was abducted. During the 2 months she did live at the complex, she did verbalize to family and a lot of her girlfriends an uneasiness about the amount of workers. It was an apartment complex that was 2 years old that was sold for condo conversion, so a lot of workers on site.
Interesting. Now, does the condo have any kind of surveillance cameras there? And also, has law enforcement said anything? Now, it was about 1.2 miles from her apartment to where the car was found. Had they found any kind of, had law enforcement looked at any of the businesses between there and any possible routes to see whether or not her car going by was captured by any businesses?
Yes, they did, and there was no capture of her car at all.
And nowadays there's more surveillance videos now than there even were almost 3 years ago.
Right,
and they also,
I'm sorry.
They also did 2 weeks after Jennifer was taken, put up cameras in the brand new complex.
Interesting. Now, right in October 2005, on another case that we're going to talk about in this special show, Tara Grinstead.
Right.
in Georgia had disappeared. Very, very similar, just kind of vanished into nowhere. Beautiful woman, professional woman, as your daughter. Now, I've also heard that the police from Georgia, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, has gotten together with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
Correct.
Are they telling you anything or any possible leads out of that?
To be honest with you, I don't think there's a connection. I think it's just within the women who seem to be, nice looking and intelligent and vanished. They do talk to each other. We know continually they still talk to each other, to be quite honest with you. But I don't think from the conversations that we have had that there is a strong connection that way.
Okay, Mike, as I expected, an enlightening round of questions there. Drew and Joyce, again, as I stated before, you're in our thoughts and prayers, and we will believe for a miracle as you do. Thank you again for your time, and want to let everybody know we do have a tip line, CNN.com/Prime News. You can follow the link, or you can call 1-800-CRIME-TV. Drew and Joyce, thank you again for your time.
No, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Okay, another story we continue to follow, and we want to know